Hello, pre-calculus. Here is set 2 of our circles, and we're working on number 9. We've been given the graph of a circle, and we want to write its equation. So the two things we need for the equation are its center and the radius. So first thing I'm going to do is try to figure out how far either across this way, or it's kind of hard to tell with this x-axis. I think across this way here. So it looks like our center is right about here. All right, where is that center at? That's at -1, 2, 3, 4, -1. And then my radius would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So my equation for this guy is going to be x minus a minus 4, which will be x plus 4 squared, plus y minus minus 1 is equal to y plus 1 squared is equal to 5 squared, which is 25. All right, number 10. This one's a little easier for me to see. That looks like the center there. That's going to be at 1, and then -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, -6 with a radius, it looks like a 2. So x minus 1 squared plus y minus a minus is y plus 6 squared is equal to 2 squared, which is 4. All right, those are pretty basic, right? All right, number 4 says, given the center and a point on the circle, we're going to have to write the equation. So in order to do that, first we need to figure out our distance formula, our midpoint formula. This is where we start dredging up some of that geometry, right? So our distance formula is the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. And our midpoint is the point x1 plus x2 divided by 2. So halfway between x1 and x2 is going to be my x coordinate. Halfway between y1 and y2 is going to be my y coordinate. All right, so let's talk about it. If we know the center is at -5, -6, and we've just been given a point on the circle, we need to figure out how to write the equation. Well, this part of the equation is pretty easy. It would be x minus a minus 5, right? Plus y minus a minus 6. It's this guy. Now, what's the radius going to be? Unlike what this looks like, I'm like, well, why don't we just see how many x's we go over? Notice, though, it doesn't line up with either the x's or the y. So we can't just, in reality, it's maybe up here somewhere. And we want to know what is the distance between these 2 points. We're going to have to use our distance formula to figure out what is the radius between those 2 points. All right, and so our distance is the square root of x2. Doesn't matter if this is x1, y1, or this one's x1, y1, as long as you keep it in the same order. So let's do -5 minus 2 squared plus, and now we're going to look at our y's. We're going to do it in the same order. If this was -5 came first, then -6 needs to come first, and then -3 squared. All right, this is -5 minus 2 is 7 squared is 49. Sorry, -7 squared is still 49, plus -6 minus 3 is -9 squared is 81. 81 plus 49. Well, if I take 1 here and give it to that one, it's 50 plus 80. That's the square root of 130. All right, so then this is my r, right? It's the distance between those 2 points, but that's also the radius. So if this is my r squared is going to be 130. All right, let's go to the same process here with number 12. So x minus 4 squared. We'll get the easy part out of the way. Y minus a minus 10 is y plus 10 squared. Now we're going to go find the r. And just like before, it's somewhere on my circle. We don't know what it is. So we're going to use the distance formula between the center and whatever point they gave us. So this is the distance between 4 minus 10 squared plus -10 minus 15 squared. Oh, that's going to be good. All right, 4 minus 10 is -6 squared is 36. -10 minus 15 is Oh, I'm doing it wrong. That's why it's problem. So minus 10. Be careful, Miss Harris. Minus 10 minus a minus 15. That's plus 15, right? And now 15 minus 10 is 5. 5 squared, that's a little bit more possible. 25, 36 plus 25 is going to be 61. So this is my radius. Radius squared is going to be, oh, this is still under the square root, Miss Harris. This is my radius. So radius squared is going to be negative 61 squared, which is just 61. Let's try 13, 14, see if I can get a little bit better at this. All right, x minus 2 squared, y minus 2 squared. Just plugging in my center here and here. To find my radius, we're going to do the distance formula between the center and the point on the circle. So 2 minus a minus 9, ooh, I caught it this time, that's 2 plus 9 squared, plus 2 minus a minus 5, that's 2 plus 5 squared. This is square root of 11 squared plus 7 squared. 11 squared is 121, 7 squared is 49. Square root of those two is going to be the square root of 170. So this is my radius. Radius squared then is going to be 170. All right, last one for this video. Centers at 8, so it's going to be x minus 8 squared plus y minus a minus 3 is going to be y plus 3 squared. We'll do the distance formula to find our radius. That's going to be 8 minus 2 squared plus negative 3 minus a minus 2, so that becomes positive 2 squared. 8 minus 2 is 6 squared. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1 squared. That's going to be square root of 36 plus 1, or the square root of 37. That's my radius. Radius squared goes here, so that's going to be 37. All right, that's it for this video. When I come back, we will do set number 5, 15 through 18. It's going to require us to use that midpoint formula.